Okay, for all the other inserts, you're just gonna create your front, and then you're gonna write over and type over everything that you see here, and you're going to make that your back, and you're going to do a file, save as, and save it as your back. Then you're going to do a print for the front, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to send it back through the printer to do a print for the back. On your RSVP, it's a little bit different because the front is right side up, whereas the back is sideways. So what I did here was went ahead and selected the entire thing, grouped it, then flipped it, in order to create the back of the card. Then I did a file, save as, and I'm going to save this as the RSVP postcard back. Then I'm going to have to ungroup it and delete the elements out of the middle. The other thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove the frame because I don't want the frame to print on the back. I want the back to be completely clean. So then you're left with the clean slate of just the card on the back. And the reason that I flipped it is so that you know that it's going to be in the exact same spot when you go to print it. So I've already created the RSVP in another document, and I went ahead and selected all of that, and I'm going to move it over to fit inside of this rectangle. Then I'm going to click outside of it. I'm going to take my pointer and select the entire thing, right click, and group it. So now you have your back ready to print, and you're going to print your front first, and then you're going to print your back. So now I'm going to send this to print first. Then once I go take it out of the printer, I'm going to flip the page over, put it back inside of the printer, and let the back print. You may have to play with your printer because printers are different. Some of them go straight through, others of them flip the page over. So I suggest that you use copy paper in order to figure out where your printer is going to print. So I like to mark my pages front and back, so that when it goes through the printer, I can see what's going to happen when it comes out on the front and the back. And then there's top and bottom. But once you figure that out, it's really easy. Okay, now I've sent that front to print. I'm going to go to the back of the postcard, and I'm going to send that to the printer too. I don't need registration marks here because I'm only going to I'm only going to cut the front of the card, and it's going to automatically cut the back of it as well. And then you're going to want to flip your front sideways so that it's going to be the same as your postcard, so that when you print it, they're both going to print in the same direction. So I'm going to go ahead and send that to print. Now I'm ready to print the back. The front has already printed out. I've flipped it over and put it back into the printer in the tray, and now I'm going to send the back to be printed. Okay, so I've gotten that out of the printer, and you'll see this is what the back of the RSVP looks like, and I don't have any registration marks on that side. When I flip it over, this of course is going to be sideways because we want it to print that way, so that when you flip it over, you have the RSVP going sideways. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the cut mat and make sure that I have the registration marks lined up so that that will cut, and cut that out, and then we'll have our RSVP postcard. So when you line that up, it is going to need the square up at the top because that's the registration mark it's going to look for. And then you're just going to line it up. And then send it to the top. So it's registering the registration marks right now, so it knows where to cut. So then you're going to have the front of the RSVP, and then you're going to have the back. So you'll have the RSVP, it'll go in like this. And then when they take it out, they'll be able to turn it over. You'll have a stamp here, and they can send that back to you. And then it's going to fit inside.